Hi, this is Ashley Eckstein, the voice of Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars The Clone Wars, and you're listening to The Critic Show with Scott Murray. The Force is strong with this one.
As some of you know, I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I go to autograph conventions any chance I get. While attending local conventions, I've had the pleasure of meeting Ashley Eckstein a couple of times. Every time I see her, it's evident how much she enjoys being part of the Star Wars family and how much she loves and appreciates fans. After all, she's put up with me more than once. Recently, she attended Fan Days in Irving, Texas, and was kind enough to take the time to meet with me and not only discuss the Clone Wars television series, but also products in her brilliant and exciting merchandise line for the female geek called Her Universe. I think it's pretty safe to say that being part of the Star Wars saga changes people's lives, and my first question for you is, how has being part of the Clone Wars changed yours?
Well, it's definitely changed my life. I've done projects for the Disney Channel and what was the WBCW. I've done projects for NBC that in Hollywood terms were a big deal, and I did a couple of them for years and never really got much recognition or fan mail or anything like that. But the Clone Wars came out in movie theaters, and after 1 week, I was getting fan mail from all over the world, and it blew my mind. To me, I'm very grateful for the fans and how supportive they are. To all of a sudden, after 1 week, I mean, I think some of the fan mail I got was from Germany and a piece from Japan, and then of course a couple pieces from the United States, and that's when I think it hit me, the power of Star Wars, and a new character at that. I mean, people had no idea who Ahsoka was, and they were sending me these letters, and it was very humbling, and I was very grateful to be a part of it. And then now, several years later, just all of the amazing people I've met and the places that I've gotten to go and the opportunities, I mean, to host Disney Star Wars weekends and to open up Her Universe and everything. It all goes back to Star Wars, and it definitely has been a life-changing role.
Well, Star Wars fans as a whole can be rather opinionated, but the show has really garnered a lot of critical acclaim, and it's been embraced by many in the Star Wars community. Have you been surprised at all at how fans have reacted to the Clone Wars?
I guess it goes back to being just so thankful and surprised and amazed at the support of the fans of Star Wars. And, while Star Wars fans are very opinionated, I agree with that statement. But at the end of the day, I feel like for the most part, they're also very positive and also very supportive. Even if an episode comes out and the fans hate Ahsoka in that episode, literally they just hate everything about it or hate what she said or hate what she did, at the end of the day, they'll say, oh, we didn't like it, but they'll say, we still enjoy your work, or we still, thank you for being a part of Star Wars. And that sense of community and positivity is just amazing. I mean, I truly say it's one of the nicest fan bases I've ever been around.
Well, I know this is voice work, but it still takes a lot of time to put one of these shows together. How long does it take you to complete an entire episode?
For us voice actors, I would say it's the least time consuming, because we actually can do an episode in one day in about 4 hours. And last I heard from Dave Filoni, from start to finish for them, it takes about 6 months to complete an episode with daily work on the show. So considering how hard between the animation and the sound and everything that they work to get just 1 half-hour episode done, we probably have the least time-consuming job, because we can pretty much go in one afternoon and get 1 episode done. And we do, I would say, 2 or 3 a month. And we mainly work year round. There's a couple of months where we don't have work, whether we're taking a break or it's around the holidays or whatever. But we pretty much work year round. We're already on season 5.
What's been the best part about being known as the voice of Ahsoka?
I think for me, it's just interacting with the kids, because the Clone Wars, I think, has introduced a new generation to Star Wars. And to see kids that are discovering Star Wars for the first time, and especially the little girls who are looking up to Ahsoka as this kind of Jedi role model, kind of the same way that I looked up to Princess Leia when I was growing up. She was a princess, but she was a kick-butt princess. And I love that. I mean, I loved Princess Leia growing up. So to see little girls have that same response to Ahsoka and knowing that she's that character for them, a lot of them, is just, again, very humbling. And I love to see their reactions and the looks on their faces with how excited they get and what Star Wars The Clone Wars means to them. And I'm so thankful to George Lucas and for Dave Filoni for just trusting me that I could help bring this character to life, because it was a brand new character, and I don't think I quite realized what had been placed on my shoulders. But Dave Filoni has just been a pleasure to work with, and has, worked alongside him from the very beginning to help create Ahsoka.
Well, in the series, Ahsoka's a little bit like a young Anakin Skywalker, at least, some of the things he dealt with when he was younger. Maybe a little too fearless at times, too impulsive, but with all good intentions. With him able to guide her through some of those challenging times, it really forces him to think about everything a little more clearly. So would you say that Ahsoka's relationship with Anakin helps him and affects him in good ways?
Absolutely. I think for me, it's a lot of fun to watch their relationship throughout the Clone Wars, because you get to see Anakin when he's a hero. I mean, obviously, we know what's coming up. We know Revenge of the Sith. We all know what happens. And then, obviously, episode 4, 5, and 6. But this is the time where we get to see Anakin, the good guy, the heart of gold, the character that we always knew he was, but we didn't fully get to see fleshed out. And I think Ahsoka does bring out the good in him. She is becoming more like Anakin as the series goes on. So it's interesting. I mean, I'm interested to see what's coming up, because to Ahsoka, I mean, she would be shocked if she found out, obviously, what's coming in the future. She doesn't see the dark side in him. She doesn't see the bad in him. She only sees the good in him. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Let's talk about her universe. I think this is a genius idea, by the way.
Thank you.
I think of the young girl, I think her name was Katie, who was bullied because she's a girl and she had a Star Wars bottle. Her universe merchandise allows women and young girls to show off their geek pride in a way that allows them to stand out on their own and not have to be connected to the boys, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I saw a picture of Katie yesterday. I guess she's at Geek Girl Con, and she was wearing our Daddy's Little Girl shirt. And what I loved about it is the fact that there she is wearing a Star Wars shirt, and it's made for her. It doesn't look like she's wearing a boy's shirt. It's not this kind of, oversized, ill-fitting, boxy t-shirt. It's made for a girl. It's made for a girl's body and in adult sizes for a female figure. And there's a big difference between men's garments and women's garments. And I think that's just what we want. I mean, for example, the hat I'm wearing right now, a guy wouldn't wear this hat, but it's made for a female, and it's Star Wars centric, and we get to show off our pride without looking like we're wearing our husband or our boyfriend or our brother's wardrobe. And so that's all I wanted. I mean, we're not trying to say that Star Wars is for girls. We're trying to say that Star Wars is for everyone.
What are some of the new things that have recently come out with her universe, and what are some things that people can look for here in the near future?
We actually have a couple of new products that I'm excited about. Actually, we have a new Star Wars charm bracelet that I'm wearing right now, and it's sterling silver plated. It's a great piece, and we're going to come out with a new charm set every year. So it's something that you can build upon. If you're a collector, you can collect, because of course we have exclusive charms and charms that we'll, have out for a year and then discontinue. So it's a real collector's piece. The jewelry is really popular. We also just released a Her Universe Halloween tote bag that has been wildly successful on our website this week. Out of 350 tote bags, we have, I think, 50 left, and they sold out in less than 48 hours. So I would say so. So I would say the remaining 50 are going to be gone after this weekend, and then we have 100 left at New York Comic Con. So I would say if anyone goes to our website, try to get one of those last 50, or go to New York Comic Con, because we have 100 that we're selling there. Those have been the big hit. It's new original art by Katie Cook, and it's just a really cute Halloween. You can use it for trick-or-treating, or use it for school, use it for all sorts of things. So we have some new things, and some new things coming out for the holidays on Cyber Monday. So Cyber Monday, the Monday after Thanksgiving, look for some new items.
Well, always a pleasure to see you, and it's a great show. I enjoy it. I know that many of our listeners do. Ashley Eckstein, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us today on The Critic Show.
Oh, thank you for having me.